We would like to apologize for the technical issues coming to you tonight from Simon Says Stand Up Studios. We should have been running about 8 minutes ago, but now everything on my laptop has decided to shut down, so it could be a little while before we get going. Here we go.
It's the 27-minute comedy hour. It's like what you see on TV, except that it's online. 27-minute comedy hour. Everything in a comedy hour except half the time.
Hello and welcome to the 27-minute comedy hour. I am the guy who decided to run a topical news show in the middle of a coronavirus pandemic. Yes, it's your host, Simon Hall. This week, our challenge is to try and cram an hour's worth of comedy into just 27 minutes worth of time. Okay, we're running a little bit behind, guys. So we'll be finished by 10 past today. Okay. And we're just having some technical issues, so we're still missing Tom. But that doesn't matter. We're going to get on. We soldier on in the world of comedy. As they say, the show must go on. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome to the stage our very first comedian, the wonderful Rabia Kuhn. Woo!
Hey, thanks, Simon. I'm so excited to be on your show. So yeah, it's been kind of an interesting time. This is the first time I'm doing like a panel show, which is really cool. I've been doing a lot of Zoom gigs. I have to tell you that one thing that drives me nuts is the camera angles. Okay, I think we've been doing this Zoom and this online thing for way too long for people to still show up to shows like this. Oh, hey, I'm here for the comedy show. It's like, we don't want to see up your nose, you know? I'm sorry, but it's just, I've diagnosed 2 deviated septums. Right? I'm a project manager and I'm diagnosing deviated septums. I'm a comedian and I'm telling hosts, hey, you got to get that checked out, man. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. There's also this angle, which I guess some people appreciate. Like, if you show up, just show up showing off. But again, it's like, don't me too yourself. Your eyes are here, aim your camera up here. And then there's like my parents, I call it the mom and the dad. So the dad is the person who has their cell phone, and they understand that when you're on FaceTime, they should look at the phone and have it in front of them when you're talking. But somehow they don't get that when they're talking, they should leave it there. So you get this like close up of their inner ear, And it's like, Dad, does your barber do any trimming? Just asking. Just asking. And it's like, I know why he can't hear us, now. I'm pretty sure it's on purpose, but I know that's why he can't hear us. And then you have people like my mom, they're kind of vain. And so she'll answer a video call like this. Oh, I look terrible. Oh, it's too much. Like, I wish people would get it together. So yeah, we're all like, I'm in London. I know everyone's in the UK, I think, but it's been interesting because we're in this lockdown again. And again, but it's been since before Christmas, but it didn't really feel different to me because I don't have many friends here. I moved here right before the first lockdown, so all my friends are online basically now. But one thing was I was having wrist pain during the first lockdown, and so I I called the doctor and I was like, hey, what can I do? And so I'm on the same plan now that I was in the first lockdown, which is antidepressants. And the reason we got to antidepressants from wrist pain was we kind of went through my activities by the day and what I did. And he realized lowering my libido would be the best thing for me. And, and that's what antidepressants do. So I got lucky. Well, didn't get lucky, I guess, with anyone but me, but got lucky that he realized that was the problem. I did try to do some online dating. What's cool about being here, I'm American, but what's cool about being here in the UK is there are guys named Barnaby. So that's pretty good. I mean, we didn't have Barnabys back home. So I do swipe right on anyone named Barnaby, no matter what, but I do swipe left, meaning no, on so many people that I actually ran out of matches recently, meaning no one in London was interested in dating me. And that didn't feel great. And the app says you're out of matches, you can adjust your filters. And I'm like, great. So lower my standards because they were already like not that filtered. So I was looking for someone within 5 miles. Now it's just anywhere. I even updated my LinkedIn profile to say I'm willing to relocate because eventually we'll be out of lockdown and I could find love in any location. So I'm optimistic. We also had this no smokers. Now I just put smokes occasionally, and I changed it to smokers, just people who smoke, because I found out people who smoke occasionally only smoke when they drink, and they're all alcoholics. And then as far as height, it was 5'8" and taller, and now I put 5'4" and taller because 5'8" and online meant 5'6" in person, and guys always lie about another 2 inches. So I gave it to them. But anyway, I'm gonna go back to swiping in a little while, but I can't wait to see what we have on the rest of the show. So thanks, Simon.
Woo! Robbie Akun, everybody! That was awesome. Really, really great. Yeah, I found it strange. Like, Tinder dating at the moment, it's just weird, isn't it? Because it's like, ultimately, you're just chatting to someone that you're never going to see. Like, my problem is, in London, there's like at least a lot of people around you. I'm in Bedford, where it's it's a small town surrounded by a bunch of villages. And there are like 4 girls that I would go out with here. And I've already spoken to all of them. And now it's like, well, any girl that I match with is like a trip into London. That's going to be fun. Trip down to Brighton, whatever it is.
You think that's bad? I live in a council estate, so I don't want to date anyone around here.
But you take online dating to a new level, don't you, Leanne? Because you've been banned from Plenty of Fish.
I've been banned from a few places, yeah.
Oh.
How does one go about getting banned from a dating site?
Yeah, I think I've almost completed most of them. I treat them like games. It's like
Excellent. Well, that brings us nicely then onto our first game for the week. Okay, now this game is called The Week in Memes. So in The Week in Memes, I'm going to present our panelists with our 2 panelists, I'm afraid, with a meme, but I've covered up the meaning of the meme or the text in it, and they're going to have to suggest to us what is going on in the meme. Okay, so they're going to come up with their own funny answers to the memes. Our first meme then is this. What's going on here, guys?
Oh, gosh. Is this like proof that when oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say that is some bad white people dancing, isn't it?
I was gonna say that's like proof that when someone wears a mask, it is for you and not for them, because that would be. I would like to. You know.
I mean, what dance move is that?
It looks like they found out they didn't get the placebo in the COVID trials. They just got the.
Yeah, well,
if I was to call it a dance move, I would call it the praying mantis. That's pretty much what it looks like.
I did wonder whether this was a shot of inside the Microsoft offices, as they were going, we've managed to get a vaccine out there that's got Windows 98 in it. Woo!
Yeah, that's how long Bill Gates was trying.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, welcome, Tom. Tom has finally joined us. The technical issues are finally over. We've battled through them, folks. We've got there.
Evening, all.
Yeah.
Welcome, Tom Fothergill. So I'm joined today by Tom Fothergill, Leanne East and Rabia Kuhn. Tom, we've just been playing a game where we've got to try and come up with a funny answer to the meme. What could this meme be about, Tom?
That's some hardcore trailer trash there, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I'm pretty sure that's the guy from the gurning things, isn't it? He does like the proper gurney faces.
That's the gurning world champion right there, no?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this meme was all about. Can anyone tell me what they reckon this meme was about? It was clouds freeze and rain at the same time. Us, woo! I
looks like
posted that if they were the original poster. They never said if they were, so I'm getting a problem there. We will. Okay, so we're gonna have a go then. What do we reckon? What do we feel about the snow day? How do we feel about the snow day this week and all the snow that's been going on?
Oh, I think it's really funny when we get snow in Britain because, like, we're known as Great Britain, but how great are you if you can't deal with snow? You know, the world, the country just comes to a halt, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is quite ridiculous.
Yeah, No,
after you.
Oh, I just felt like I saw someone running with a snowman, like the guy had built the snowman and ran. I thought, oh man, this is like really, you'd rather this like cold shoulder to bring home because you can't bring anyone else home now. So it's just like grabbing a snowman from the park and running with it. It was so weird. It's just like running by it down the street.
Yeah, that is pretty weird. The guy running down the street with a snowman.
Yeah.
It's new.
Yeah, totally. Well, I'm a teacher, and it felt like all the kids at school, like they must have been like praying that the snow day was going to be a weekend because all the schools online now. Yeah. So like they wouldn't have got a snow day anyway. They were going, oh, some of the schools are closed. Yeah. Like, why? They're online. Fucking leave the schools open. What are you doing?
I saw a snowman that looked like an anal butt plug. It was like it just looked like it was, or maybe my mind's in the gutter. I don't know.
that's more of an insight into that band from Plenty of Fish, Leanne.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Right then. So that concludes the end of our game, The Week in Memes. I'm now going to hand over to our next comedian. Ladies and gentlemen, he's only just joined us, but we're so happy to have him. It's the wonderful Tom Fothergill.
Wagwan and big up your... Oh, hang on. Wait a minute. Wrong meeting. Wrong meeting. Yeah. Now you definitely weren't expecting that from the white middle class trash with the name Fothergill that's appearing on your screen right now. Yes, that's right, Fothergill. For the purpose of this evening, you may call me Fothers. That's absolutely fine to his friends. I mean, I've only got 5 minutes, so I don't want to break out the fucking Etch a Sketch and spell it out for you. So we'll just go with Fothers. I know it's a bit of a weird one, but we're living in weird times. So well, we'll just we'll carry on with that. I suppose really it's lockdown for me. Everything, the world just kind of focuses in on that, but it's a very different twist on it, really. We moved back in with my folks for a little while, and I heard them talking the other day. They were talking about moving to another area just down the road. Funny enough, not far from where our hostess with the mostess comes from. And I just kind of piped up and said, "Oh yeah, that sounds nice. I wouldn't mind living there." The old man leant round the corner and just went, "It wasn't a fucking invite." Yeah, so not welcome there whatsoever. And just we've all just got way too much time on our hands, haven't we? You know, it's and it's just so weird. My other half has picked up a new habit. Sat on the sofa the other day thinking, you know that look where you get the little side eye and you think, oh, I'm in here. I'm in. She's getting a bit bored. I thought, you know, quality. Yeah, the romance isn't dead whatsoever. She looks at me all funny. Let me tell you, I'm thinking I'm in here, and I am the furthest away from being in you could ever be. The new habit is wishing to groom me. Ladies, have any of you got that going on where you feel like you want to groom your man? That's what's happening in our house. Hence the bum fluff on the chin. Never grown a beard in my life, and let it not be said that I don't embrace a challenge or a life goal during lockdown. So some say I'd lack ambition, lack goals, but I'll say bollocks to that. And you know what? I quite frankly, I think it's just because she wants to see me suffer. Really, that's the kind of long and the short of it for me. And it's not just at home I'm struggling either. I was out in the shop the other day, and I'm very, you know, there's lots of gesticulation, there's lots of smiles, but it's hard to fucking smile behind a mask with just your eyes. I'm in the local co-op the other day, and the girl behind the counter is asking this guy to put a mask on, and I'm smiling, trying to make out like I'm, you know, God, I think this is, you know, you're doing all this, like, oh yeah, what can you do, kind of thing. I turn around, you know, in those shops where they've almost got like a mirror in there, and I turn around, I catch a glimpse of myself, and I think, fuck, you look like a serial killer. All the time, this poor girl, she's just whacking that panic button underneath the counter, going like, Jesus Christ, I'm going to end up in the back of his boot. And I thought, oh, geez. So listen, if you thought your lockdown was hard, Jesus. And talking about dating as well. Oh, my life. I'm one of the lucky ones. Very, very lucky ones. But it's changed. It's massively changed. Like, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day who's got, you know, who's on Tinder and Bumble and all that kind of jazz. And he said, like, mate, I'm up against geezers with, you know, like just these V-neck t-shirts ripped and, you know, like muscles everywhere. And, you know, my hellos are getting nowhere. And things have changed. Whatever happened to a good old-fashioned dick pic? Like, wallet, there you go. The romance is dead. The romance has gone. So it's just the weirdest time.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. It was Tom Fothergill. Woo! Amazing. Excellent. That was great, Tom. So your beard is because your girl is trying to get you to grow a beard so that she can groom it. Whereas it's not just laziness.
Totally the other way, mate. Totally other way. It's the ingrowing. It's the ingrowing. And I have, listen, I promise you, I wake up in the morning and she's there, what I think, looking at me lovingly, and she's assessing the situation for where she can groom me. Like, seriously, that's where lockdown is for me.
Amazing.
That's where lockdown is. Ladies, is that a thing for you? Do you want to do that to your man? The whole grooming thing? Like,
I groom men just in a different way because I like the younger ones, you see.
Yeah, I was gonna say I try to stay away from grooming other people.
Type grooming.
Excellent. Okay, then. We are now ready for our next game then, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to move on to our next game, which is #Heathens. In this game, I will present our contestants with a tweet that has been made this week, but I've removed the hashtags. They just need to suggest what hashtags they think these people might have been tweeting about. So our first one is the state of the UK when #blank and #blank are both trending. What could the hashtags be?
The state of the UK when both are trending.
Okay.
That one. So,
I thought it could potentially be the state of the UK when #get drunk and #make good decisions are both trending.
Yeah.
yeah.
Or what
When
about the state of the...
lockdown and snow day are both.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of things that are polar opposite to each other. So I was going to say like Boris Johnson and fashion.
I had a similar one. I thought the state of the UK when #defend Boris and literally every single decision his government has made so far are both trending.
I'd probably chuck Piers Morgan in there for one of them.
When we love Piers Morgan and being a good person are both trending.
And not being a cretin are both trending. Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe this one will help you get it then. What could this person be hashtagging? I had it in April and I've never been so frightened.
#anal.
I mean, it is frightening.
I'd gone along similar lines. I'd said #big dick.
Either or.
It could even be a hug, you know, like
yeah. Yeah, at this moment in time, that's a good one.
or hay fever.
Yeah.
I mean, April was when we went into lockdown, so it could be COVID, but I think I'd rather have COVID than anal.
To be fair, the jury's still out for me on that one.
Yeah. I thought potentially snorting a line of wasabi.
Oh.
No, in fact,
definitely ain't over that one.
Both of our tweeters here were tweeting with the hashtag "Stay at home, save lives." Okay, we had it in April. I've never been so frightened. #Stay at home, save lives, and the state of the UK when #stay at home and #move to the EU are both trending. So that leads us on to our main topic of chat today, which is going to be the government's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. How do we feel, guys, the government has got on? I know we did COVID last week, but we're going to do it again because it's basically the only news story there is at the moment. Mm-hmm. How do we feel the government has got on with the COVID pandemic?
Piss Up and brewery spring to mind.
Yeah, I think I was reading the story about the Brazilian Prime Minister who actually sacked 2 health ministers. It's just hilarious, isn't it? Like, we're in the middle of a health pandemic, and he's like, "Who needs health ministers? Like, you know, fuck it. We'll just roll with it."
I just So I just don't understand like the planning. Like when we first were told about masks on buses, it was 2 weeks planning time. It was like in 2 weeks you have to wear a mask on the bus. So that means COVID will not enter a bus until 2 weeks from today. And then it was like in a week we'll have we'll close these things. And in this many, and I didn't understand how they determined how the virus would not get into people's mouths and noses before then. It was just
that's the part of the thing, isn't it? Like everything's just been so delayed. It's been like, we're going to do this. We're going to absolutely lock the UK down in 3 weeks. And then after that, we'll assess it. We'll do it for a month. And then we'll let everyone do Christmas. And then we'll be all of a sudden like, oh shit, everyone did Christmas and everyone's dying. Like, yeah, of fucking course. Like, oh my God. I got so angry. I've dropped my camera.
Essentially, it was just like a massive fitness and readiness test, because they're just like, okay, so yeah, like Rabia said, all right, so it's not going to spread in 2 weeks. So basically, if everyone stays, you do what you can and see what happens in 2 weeks. Or I tell you what, we'll just fucking shut it down with 35 seconds to spare. Like, it's just a massive piss take. And what I absolutely adore, what I love is Boris's, like, I'm thoroughly in admiration of how obnoxious he's been in ignoring like Cobra meetings. And do you know what? Because like literally, like Brazil don't need health ministers. We don't need a prime minister, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
I think it's absolutely hilarious as well how now they're offering you £500 if you get COVID. So it's like, you know, every homeless person or drug addict is going to be going up to people with symptoms like cough in my mouth, like, you know, just like licking people that seem ill just to get this £500. I mean, I could do with a new carpet, so maybe I might just go and get COVID. You know,
it seems like a solid plan. Yeah, I mean,
But where does it stand now though? If you get a fine, but then you also get 500 quid for staying at home. Yeah. So I need to be in profit here. I don't need like.
Well, yeah, that's it. If you go out, you get a £200 fine. But if you get COVID, then you're in the money still because you got 300 quid to play with there. That's pure profit. That is.
Yeah, and you have antibodies.
Excellent. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're almost at the end of our wonderful evening of comedy here. We've got one more brilliant comedian who is going to take the stage for us now. So, please welcome to the stage the brilliant Leanne East.
Hi. So, I thought I would stay with the topic of COVID, and I thought I would talk about the things that I've been up to during lockdown to keep busy and productive. So, I was talking to a few friends and we was talking about being reflective. We was having a little reflective lesson between us and talking about all the bad things that we've done and that we regret. So we're going around the group and think people are saying things like, I regret, not having enough fun in my youth. I regret wasting my time in exchange for money. So then it comes to me. And I was thinking about the worst thing I've ever done. And it's got to be bumping into an ex whilst drunk and then rimming each other by the end of the night. So that has got to be the worst thing I've ever done in my life. And I do regret it very much. So, yeah. In reflection, I suppose, don't rim ex-boyfriends is what I'm going to get from that lesson. Everyone's like posting pictures of like video workouts, and it's just rubbing it in our faces. It's like I don't work out, so I find the best way to not only pass the time but also burn the calories is just to masturbate. So, we can't shag anymore. I've tried 2 meters apart and it's really hard. So I've been trying these extras. And I always like to read reviews from sex toys. So I've got one of my favourite ones that I've come across. He bought this for his girlfriend because he didn't like going down on her. He said he didn't have high hopes due to the price. It's like £20. and he expected it to be pretty weak, but nonetheless, he tried it out. So he slid it on, he turned it on, and within 30 seconds, he can't remember the rest because she was so excited. She kicked him in his face. So then he passed out. That's how good it was. He came round after a frozen bag of peas on his jaw, and I think it serves him right. He should just go down on his girlfriend. If he wasn't so selfish in the first place, he wouldn't have got kicked in the jaw. So that's another reflective lesson for everyone to learn from. Yeah. So, but I have tried quite a few toys, and I do fear for the redundancy of cock, to be honest, because these toys are just next. You're guaranteed an orgasm. You're not always guaranteed one with guys. But I've been drinking a lot more. Virtual parties are great because you don't have to get a taxi home. And see, when I get in a taxi home, I tell the taxi driver my life story. And so that's a less embarrassing thing to happen is when you just like literally go from your laptop to your bed. Virtual dates too, because you don't have to make an excuse to leave. If you're not enjoying it, you can just pretend to freeze and that your internet's really bad. So you're like, bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Leanne East. And that brings us to the end of our wonderful evening of comedy. I'm so sorry about all the technical issues that have plagued us tonight. Thank you so much for bearing with us. It's been absolutely brilliant. If I could ask everyone to head over to our YouTube channel and give us a subscribe, the sooner we get people on it, the quicker we'll be able to actually have we'll actually be able to change the URL, which will be exciting. And over on our YouTube channel, there is some specialist footage of 9 minutes more, us extra podcast that we're going to film after today's show, where it's just us having a chat, having some jokes. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, this has been the 27-minute comedy hour with Leanne East, Rabia Kuhn, and Tom Fothergill. We have been sponsored by the wonderful Seldom Seam. Go and get your handmade products made with love because they are absolutely brilliant. Some really brilliant face masks and stuff on there. So please head over that way and check them out. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the 27-minute comedy hour.
It's the 27-minute comedy hour. It's like what you see on TV, except it's online. 27-minute comedy hour. Everything in a comedy hour except half the time.